Foundations take time, mansions go up fast. Let's dive into it. Welcome back to episode 9 of the Daily Reps podcast with me, Brendan. Today we're going to talk about why compound interest builds legends and why you should be playing the long game. So I want to talk about reps that build confidence, skill, momentum, all very slowly, bit by bit, day by day, brick by brick, and then all of a sudden it all happens at once. You've heard the term overnight success. Well, the fact is, people that are overnight success are built from the past 10 years. So they're an overnight success that's taken them a decade to get there. And the point is, the very start stages and the first few years are the boring stages of the journey of the life, of the things that nobody wants to do and see, the reps, the late nights, the long hours, the early mornings, the tedious work where you're having to do everything for your new business, everything for yourself, whatever that is, whatever that looks like to you. Let's say you start a business and you have to be the accountant, you have to be the marketer, you have to do the actual physical work, you have to do the operations, you have to do the finances, you have to do absolutely everything for that business, maybe take in stock, maybe do the stock checking. Everything in the early stages that you have to do, the service fulfillment, the delivery, everything. You have to do it all yourself, and nobody sees that reps, that brick by brick. Nobody sees that daily stuff, and there's no thanks for it. You just have to get on and do it. And the point is that all of this little steps that you take in the beginning, and you, as long as you continue to invest and grow, it will pay off in the future because you'll have more time than anyone else has that probably works for you if you choose to take a step back and just maybe manage a certain aspect of it or grow something else, or you'll just be able to afford things in life that other people just can't because you've done the hard work to get yourself there. You know, you'll be able to drive that new fancy car every other couple of years. You'll be able to have hobbies and interests and maybe have a boat or a second home or more holidays or whatever it is that excites you and motivates you. So nobody sees that beginning reps, that compounding stuff in the beginning, and you've just got to realize that you're on that journey for that reason, and you've got to stay true to your why and realize that later down the line, it's a bit of a sacrifice in the early days. It's a bit of a grind. The daily reps, as this podcast is called, the daily grind. You've also maybe heard as well, and you've just got to realize that it gets better over time, and constantly remind yourself. You know, when you get to the end of year one, you look back and go, I started with nothing and now I'm here. Well, where am I going in year two? And you look back at the end of year two and go, I started 2 years ago with nothing. And at the end of year one, I had this and now I'm here. You know, maybe you started and you earned £20,000 in your business venture, or 50,000 in your first year, and the second year you doubled it, and then the second year you nearly doubled it again. And you've got to keep looking back at where you got from and realise that I've actually moved fast and I've got there pretty quickly. And then in 10 years' time you can look back and go, wow, I built that. Or 5 years' time, or however many years you want to stay in that game for. Okay, so what's next? What's the next point that is really important? Again, we've just talked about the boring phase. We've talked about building this confidence, the skills and the momentum to keep going, and then bang, it all happens at once. Just a quick one, guys. If you are getting value from this podcast, you are enjoying it, and you want to see more of this, consider subscribing. I am dropping these every single day at 7 in the morning. Of course, you can catch them anytime on any platform. You can have YouTube, Spotify, Amazon, Apple, any of them. It's all there. And share it with anyone else that you think might find it valuable, and let me know what you're thinking as well. Let me drop a comment below. And again, in the early days, it's about stacking the habits. So it's having appreciation of the finances of the business, for example. It's appreciation of the stock taking. It's appreciation of the people skills that is involved with dealing with a business, dealing with different people from different backgrounds, the sales side of a business, all of the parts of the operations, the tax sides of it, all of the different bits, and you're stacking your skills on top of each other. That's why the personal development industry is a journey that's never finished. You start at where you are from your beginning, and you go as far as you can, as far as you need to. And you know, you've probably seen people in your life that are very, very charismatic and can appear to really talk to anybody and connect with that person really well. And then you've probably seen, or maybe you are the opposite end, or you consider yourself the opposite end of that spectrum, where you're not very good at talking to people, you're not very confident pitching ideas, speaking to people, whatever it is, or maybe you're not very clued up in a social setting because you've never had to do it and you've never practiced it. And contrary to popular belief, I do believe that a lot of fears and social anxieties and things are overcome by doing more of that activity that scares you, for example. So let's take a really easy example that everyone's scared of. Everyone's scared of heights. A lot of people are scared of spiders. A lot of people are scared of bees or wasps. And if you take yourself into that situation and you actually handle spiders a bit more, you try standing on walls or ladders, and then you go up a little bit higher and get more comfortable and spend more time in that high stress environment, you'll eventually expand your comfort zone, and you'll expand your comfort zone a little bit more every single time you do it. And it's the same with sales calls, it's the same with anything to do with business that you're scared of setting up and doing. And once you take the first leap, yes, your head's on fire, yes, you're scared of it, yes, it's hard and it's a stretch for you and you feel overwhelmed at times, but that becomes your new normal pretty quickly as you grow and adapt into that role. And it's the same thing with every level of business, the saying goes, a new level, a new devil. So stack your habits, understand the boring phase and get through it, and just reps to build your confidence and skill and momentum. Okay, so in today's podcast, that's what we've talked about. We've talked about the compounding effects of your foundation. We've talked about, you've seen houses take forever, months and months and months to get the foundation laid. And then in a couple of weeks, once the first bricks start going in, the houses are up in 2 weeks. So, the foundation work that builds your skills to be able to build a business or successful or whatever you decide success is for you, the foundation skills for that you're laying the groundwork in the early stages, and you keep building on that every single day. So tomorrow we are going to talk about a bit more marketing. So tomorrow, day 10, is warm leads are worth more than cold ones. So we're going to delve into why warm leads are better than cold, and we'll delve into that and really understand what that is. So stick around for that. But today, for the closing rep for today's podcast, I want you to lay one brick today, one foundation brick that's going to, that you can be proud of, that you can build on tomorrow. And you got to remember that the first brick starts a massive structure like a cathedral, or the biggest buildings in the world like the Burj Khalifa, or even the first brick going down for the line. If you want to put a massive project into it, they're doing all the foundations work for the line over in Saudi Arabia, and is it Saudi it's in? Anyway, it doesn't matter. If you've looked up that project, it is unbelievable, the size and scale of that. But once they get that first brick in, after they've built the strong foundations, it will fly up. So do something today, lay one brick. Maybe it's do one phone call, maybe it's do one social media post, maybe it's put yourself in an awkward social situation and ask a stranger how their day is, or something like that, and try and build off of that tomorrow. Unlock that fear, and do something that's uncomfortable so that you can build on that and have the future you want later down the line. That is all for this podcast. Thank you very much, and hope you tune in tomorrow.